we're doing something fun today. Today we're doing the BMW Driving Experience. So what that is where they're trying to sell us new cars. But what we do is we get to drive BMW's cars and beat them up on a autocross track, and just have a little fun with them. There's going to be a professional driving instructors, and there's going to be probably some sales people there, telling us a little bit about the cars and stuff like that. So we're going to go check out what cars we're driving right now. I'm not sure. We did this about 2 years ago, and we drove the M240s. So we're going to find out what we're driving today, and we're going to go check that out now. So we're at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater here in Chula Vista, California, and the BMW North America team is setting up. On static display, they have their race cars for their driving schools. They have all their latest models out there. They got the new wagons, the X5s, the X3s, the I cars. All those are all out here. So my daughter, her fiance, and I are all excited to get started. They're going to go over a few things, driving techniques and stuff like that. The instructors will tell us what to expect, and then we're going to jump in the cars. So my daughter, Vanessa, was the first one to take off in the X3 here. This is her first run. So all the cars that we're driving here had the M Sport package on them, which means they had upgraded brakes and upgraded suspension. It wasn't the M cars themselves, but they had the M car packages on them. So this is the X3 my daughter's driving here. So overall, for the driving experience, it's a small autocross course, not very technical. Pretty simple, but you do get quite a bit of speed on this little course here. It's mainly pretty much a left-hand turn with a couple small variances. So like I said, this course is designed for just about anybody to jump in the car and have a really good experience without being intimidated by the track. So my daughter and I were at the BMW Driving Experience, and something interesting happens while she was waiting to take off on the autocross course, the white car on the right side. A paraglider decides to drop in, and he literally was doing the course with the paraglider. So he was following the track around with the paraglider. Meanwhile, the crew running the BMW Experience, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what was going on. They thought that he was going to try to make an emergency landing. They were debating calling the cops. They were like, what is going on here? It lasted about maybe a minute or so, and then the guy flew off and just disappeared. And then next thing you know, they were back to running the autocross and back to action. So then my daughter took off in the white BMW i4 here. I'll tell you what, these i4s are very quick, very powerful, and very smooth all at the same time. So they offer lots of discounts at these events. So there's cashback deals on buying cars. There's also deals for their performance driving schools that they offer. So all those are available here at the BMW Ultimate Driving Experience. Highly recommend checking them out. They've traveled from city to city, so you can check these out in whatever city you're in. All you do is sign up for it. It's 100% free. So this is a much better experience versus going to the dealership and just going for a quick little test drive. You really get to know the performance of the vehicle. Next up is my run in the i4 here. The first one you just saw was my daughter in the white i4. Now I'm driving the same car. My daughter is a much smoother driver than I am. So they had a second autocross track with a few different cars. This one here is the Z4. I was driving this one here. This one was a fun one here. This is a rear-wheel drive only car, and it was a little tail happy for sure. I actually got a little sideways on this corner coming up right here. But the Z4 has insane grip, and even if you make a little mistake on it, you can recover from it. And let me tell you, this car was a blast to drive right here. My daughter Vanessa was next up to drive the Z4, and you'll see on her run that she's a lot smoother than I am. I don't know if she's necessarily faster, but she's definitely smoother, that's for sure. Next up, my daughter drove the M340 here. She owns an M240, and she's pretty familiar with this car. So the 340 handled completely different than the Z4. This is a little bit more body roll in the car, and it had a longer wheelbase, so it was a little bit different going around the corners. If you got on the throttle a little early in the 340 here, it got a little sideways on you. You could tell the Z4 was more of a track car over the 340. Now it's my turn to drive the 340. As I make this left-hand turn here, it really wanted to push the nose out. The Z4 didn't do that. The 340 seemed to respond better when you rolled through the corners versus power through them. Next up, my daughter was driving the BMW X6 here. This is a twin turbo V8 with a little over 600 horsepower. And this is a lot of car, especially for an SUV. And in this car, you can really see how much smoother my daughter drives versus when I drive. This is me driving here, and you'll see I was not smooth on this run at all. This car had extreme amount of torque. It was really easy to break it loose. It was a little hard on the throttle control. And right here, I just totally cut the corner way too sharp and just take out all the cones. The Miramar Air Show was going on, so there was a lot of jet action. These are F-18s here flying over. Besides the Autocross track, they also had a road tour where you get to jump into multiple different model cars, and you get to drive them for about a 30-minute test drive around town. And you'll swap out and you'll switch cars. You're going in a group of cars, and so you'll drive like 3 different cars over about a 30 to 40-minute drive. And if you want to spend all day, you could drive about 7 different models. Now I'm trying out the M240. My daughter has this very car, so it should be fun. Pretty cool color. What, this i4 in sport mode is punchy as hell. It is quick. The vehicle that surprised me the most was the electric car, the i4. That thing was punchy as heck off the line. It was cool to drive. Definitely a pretty cool experience to check out the BMW Ultimate Driving Experience. If there's one in your area, I would highly recommend it, especially if you're considering buying a BMW. I'm Brian from How to Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching.